I have the pleasure and honor of opening up the training call today. And I want to show you something that's so cool, right? I think a lot of times people always ask, well, Nathalie, how do you make content? Nathalie, like, how do you make it so easy? Well, number one, when I wake up in the morning, I always give Thanksgiving, right? I give thanks to God. I always say, you know what, God, whatever is for me, direct my path, and it's not for me, block it, right? So I want to make sure that we touch and agree this morning before we get the information, before we get the knowledge of how to be able to advance our business. And I want you to put inside the chat right now, what are you thankful for? I need you to put at least one thing that you are thankful for. What is that? What are you thankful for? All right. What are you thankful for? Let's talk about it. And as you're telling me what you're thankful for, I'm going to do what I do, right? And I'm going to make my mushroom coffee because I don't have to go to Starbucks and spend $10 today, right? I'm thankful to be able to be alive. I'm thankful to be able to make decisions, right, that are led by God. I'm thankful for life. I'm thankful to be able to experience great health, right? I'm thankful to be able to be a part of Total Life Changes, right? The company that has changed my life. I'm thankful for my team. I am so thankful for my team. I remember being in a point in my life where it was only me, honestly, right? And I'm thankful to be able to have a residual income where I want to take a break for a couple years to like just get my mind right, right? To get my body right, to get my spirit right. I'm grateful to have something real, right? That is able to help the world. That's what I'm so grateful for. I can go on. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for their life. I'm grateful for new relationships. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful to be able to have a sound mind. I'm so grateful. And the reason why we are having this exercise is because I do believe there are times where we lose sight of what we're grateful for. So we're so focused on the things that we don't have, right? And then we lose sight on the things that God has given us. And the reason why I wanted to open up this call today with you all, because I'm grateful for you all that came on here. There's thousands of people that could have been on here, but you're on here, right? And I'm grateful that you made the decision that you want more in life. See, when I first started Total Life Changes, I was a bottle service girl. What does that mean? I worked in the club. I did bottle service. I sold bottles to people so they can drink and get drunk and enjoy themselves, right? Inside of high-end clubs, right? In addition to that, I did hair. I would do hair and I would sell hair and I would work really hard day in and day out to be able to help my clients achieve a look that they were satisfied with. And then something happened in 2016. God said, you know, I'm going to give you a career shift. Yeah, a career shift. You went to Howard University and you really aren't doing anything that you went to school for, so get over yourself. So I'm going to give you a career shift, and I'm going to give you a career shift that allows you to bless more people. So I remember sitting in my store. And I remember having all this hair in stock. And I remember saying to myself that I have to deal with this. I have to deal with this desire to making quick money, right? And I remember, as if it was yesterday, right? I remember having this tea right here. This tea right here that we sell for $25. I remember y'all selling a lot of this tea. And I remember clear as day that people started wanting this tea more than they wanted the hair. And I was in my feelings. I said, wait, the people want the tea. They're pulling up to my salon for the tea. They're asking me for the tea. And what happened was, in my first 30 days, because I decided to go all in, I decided to allow God to lead me in a new direction, okay? Take notes on this. I decided, I committed, I shift, I was open to the shift. I was open to the pivot. I still was doing hair. I did not quit doing hair. I did not quit. The only thing I quit was doing bottle service because that was not a part of God's plan for my life. Hey, AJ. Right? And the reality is, this is what matters. This is what matters. I could have sold anything on God's green earth. But God gave me a gift called Total Life Changes. And when God gives you a gift, right? When you're a child and you get a gift from your parent and you play with it for a little bit and then you go throw it to the side, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Who knows what I'm talking about? Yeah, or maybe you have kids that do that. You give them a gift and then who can relate? And they want something else. Anybody can relate? All right. But when God gives you a gift at your big age, at your adult age, at your fine age, and He gives you a gift, you better take care of it. You better take care of it. Because when you get older, you don't really get as many gifts anymore. When you were younger, you got these gifts because you're a child, right? I remember my grandma got me for Christmas some socks. I was like, what is this? Right? But she got me the socks. I was like, thank you. She's like, it's cold outside, right? These are colorful socks. You need the socks. I said, thank you, Grandma. But at my older age, I ain't getting no more socks. I got a Merry Christmas, a Happy Birthday, which I am grateful for. But the reality is that when God created you, when He said, you know what? Let me mix my mushroom coffee on top of y'all. Because it's getting good for me. Okay? When God created you, He said, you know what? As I make the heavens and the earth, I'm going to create these spirit beings, and I'm going to allow them to live in a human experience here on earth. And I'm going to allow them to have free will. And I'm going to allow them to have the gift of life. That's what He decided. So I need you, before you even tap into this training, to remember this. I'm not going to be long. That I am the woman I am today. Look at you guys. I'm going to show you. I'm not flexing, just telling you the truth. I've been here for 24 hours locked into my house. You guys know I moved from Miami to LA to Houston. Y'all then did this in 24 hours. That's called freedom. I stayed in the house. The first day Anthony was there, was the move to Comcast. I paid my assistant to deal with some labor that I could not mentally deal with. I had a lot going on this week. A lot. I will not bore you with the conversation today. I would tell you that I was able to go to the doctor, and when I went to the doctor, I got a great report. I like to tell you things once I get through it. I thought something was wrong with me. Right? I thought there was an issue in my body. I got some concerning blood work. Well, I thought it was concerning. I go to the doctor and I pay a lot of money just to see a specialist. And when I go to the doctor, as I'm in the middle of a move, right? Because God gives you the gift of having wisdom. I go to the doctor. They put something in the back of my throat, up my nose, and they said, ma'am, what have you been doing a lot of activity over the past couple of years? I said, you know what, sir? I fell off of my workout regimen. I fell off of my the regimen I'm usually on, my morning routine. I've been falling off of that. I have been a little bit in higher stress, right? He said, yeah, your neck is really tight. He said, but as I'm looking in your throat, right? As I'm looking like down your throat with this machine, that was actually pretty annoying to have someone down my throat like that, right? He said, as he was looking in my throat, it's in my other phone. As I'm looking in your throat, he says, I don't see any tumors. So let me be honest with you. Google is not right. Google is great. Google will have you thinking you got all types of things, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Who can relate? You start Googling things and you be like, baby, I love God, but based upon Google, this is the stats. But Google is not God. So I didn't want to say it and speak that over my life. But I knew something was wrong. So I went to the doctor and I was chilling. I didn't even tell Antonique much. I didn't tell nobody what I was going through for real. I just was like just going through it. And that going through stuff alone in your head is tough. Because then you be in the bathroom and you be like looking at yourself like, okay, well, if this happens, I'm going to do this. And I'm thinking about all these different solutions of if something was wrong with me. And I remember who my God was. And I remember that God is so good. And God, and the appointment, I missed the appointment twice. I went to the third one. I'm not going to lie. I missed it, like literally late to the appointment. I was scared, right? And when he did that, he says, we do need to take you to a vocal therapist, right? We do see some things that are like just strenuous on your throat, but we don't see any tumors on your throat. And I said, thank you, Jesus. And as I thanked him, and as I actually cried in the car, I said, Nathalie, you have work to do. You have work to do. And I'm not going to spook you out. I know something was wrong with me. At TLC's convention, my team saw I was like rubbing my neck a lot. Something was wrong. Right? And the minute I felt something wrong with me, I immediately said, God, I need you to really give me the strength to be able to handle anything that happens in this season in my life. And when you're going through things, you guys, I know sometimes people want to be vulnerable on the internet, but everything is not for the internet. Everything doesn't have to be for the internet. You got to pain in your stomach. Hey, y'all, pray for me. No, you don't got to do that. Hey, you guys, my TLC business is struggling. No. Hey, my life is rough. No, your help comes from God. And then when you get the victory, and as you're going through the victory, that's where content is created. Content has to be authentic. Write that down. Content has to be believable. I can tell when people are just faking it. And as you're creating content, there's 3 C's, right? You have to be confident in what you are speaking about. You don't have to be confident about everything. You have to be confident in what you're speaking about. Okay? You have to be clear in your messaging. I am very clear on my social media. What I say is what I mean. There is no mistakes made when I say something on social media. And you have to be consistent. And what's going to back me up on this, okay? What's going to back me up on this is in Ecclesiastes 9:11. It says, I have seen something else under the sun. The race is not to the swift or the battle to the strong, nor does food come to the wise, or wealth to the brilliant, or favor to the learned, but time and chance happen to them all. Moreover, no one knows when their hour will come. All right. As fish are caught in a cruel net, or birds are taken in a snare, so people are trapped by evil times that fall unexpectedly upon them. I also saw under the sun this example of wisdom that greatly impressed me. There was once a small city with only a few people in it, and a powerful king came against it, surrounding it, and built a huge sag works against it. Now there lived in the city a man poor but wise, and he was saved in the city by his wisdom. But nobody remembered that poor man. So I said, wisdom is better than strength. I'm going to leave it there. And the reason I'm going to leave it there, I want you to catch this. It was so many points in here, right? I don't care how many weights you can lift. I don't care how many followers you have. I don't care what you think that you've been through in life. When you start tapping into your wisdom muscle, when you start to know better, right? When you start to be able to operate, right, through the truth, not through whatever it is that somebody else said, that's when you start to be able to attract success. So as I bring up our guest speaker, who's our leader, who is a seven-figure earner that I help coach with the help of God, right? Someone that I need to, I told her, so don't forget the basics. We can do all this high level, exciting things, but there are basic things that you have to do to hit your goals. Do I drink this every day? I absolutely don't. Do I drink this every single day? I absolutely don't. I absolutely don't. But do I drink my Delgado coffee and my NRG every day? I absolutely do. Am I a health influencer, empowering people to be healthy? Yes, my background's in the beauty industry. I love the beauty industry. The beauty industry is a $1 trillion industry. But when you're as beautiful as ever, you still need your health. Who can agree? So we're gonna touch and agree. I want y'all to grab your products. I need y'all to grab a product. Let's touch and agree. Grab your Blue Magic. Grab your Nutriverse. I want us to touch and agree, right? That in this season, not last season, you're gonna make a decision to go all in. I love this. Y'all, somebody take a video or photo of this. I love the background. I love it. In this season, right? In this season, I want y'all to unmute yourself. In this season, right? I need some energy in a second.
In
In
this
this
season.
season,
In this
I'm
season,
going
in
all
this
in.
season,
I'm
I'm
going
going
all
all
in.
in.
I'm
I want
going
to go
in
all
this
in.
season.
In this season,
In this
in this
In
season,
this
season,
In
season,
this
I will
season,
trust God.
I
I
will
will
I
trust
will
trust
trust
God.
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 In this season,
In
In
this
In
this
this
season,
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 I will be fearless.
we
I
will
will
be
be
I will be
fearless.
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 I will be
In this
Yes.
fearless.
season,
In
In
this
In
this
this
season,
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 I will win big.
I
I
will
will
I
win
will win
big.
big.
win big.
In this season,
In
In
this
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 season,
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 I will experience
I will
I will
experience
experience
unlimited freedom.
unlimited
unlimited
freedom.
freedom.
All right, y'all, let's make a toast.
freedom.
Let's make some noise.
Woo!
Yes.
Hey!
Yes.
Jesus!
Yes, yes, and yes.
Yes.
Hallelujah!
Let's go. Let's go.
Exactly.
Yes!
Listen, so I love you guys, and I get the pleasure and the honor to introduce my girl. Let me mute everybody out. To introduce my girl, the young lady that literally held me down, that supported me. Hold on.
I'm almost. I just got sweet. No, you can.
Okay, cool. Thank you. My eye was itching. Okay, the young lady that helped me really understand my why, right? I've always been a girl that had like some type of influence, and then when I saw this young lady on Instagram via my dad, I remember she had like literally no followers on Instagram, and she tapped into another level of God, goals, and grind. Okay, she tapped into another level of God, goals, and grind. And today on this training, she's gonna teach you how to really hit your goals because she's the perfect person. She's the highest paid person in my organization to date. Right, to date, she is. She has been able to experience residual income to date for the past 9 years. And she's somebody's gonna show you how you can literally activate in less than 1 hour. You can take this information, apply it to your business after you get off this call, and activate. So without further ado, let's bring on this powerhouse, my girl, who's going to be literally speaking across the world, sharing her story of transformation. Super proud of you, your weight loss, your just bigger than weight loss, just your wellness journey. You know, your wellness journey mentally, physically, spiritually. You tapping in. It has not been easy. You know, you tapping in.
Baby.
You tap in. Listen, I have a little group chat with LaQuail and Green, and we like to laugh a lot. They're like my laughing partners. And I told them like, listen, you know, you got to step outside your body this season. You know, 'cause
Mm-hmm.
it's not this is not a normal situation here, you know. And the reason why I really enjoy working with Green and LaQuail is because they know how hard it was, you know. Like before Nathalie had followers, before Nathalie had a lot of, I would say, a team that was this big. Like I was doing hair, I was doing your hair, you know,
Mhm.
and I was figuring it out. And as I was figuring it out, I had to believe in myself in that process and believe in you and act like I knew what I was doing in that process, right? So I love you, girl, and I believe that you have what it takes to lead the team in this next 30 minutes with the Q&A, of course, to the next dimension. So God bless you, girl, and let's get up for Coach LQ.
Thank you. Thank you. Y'all drop some fire in the chat. That was an amazing opening to a masterclass. I tell you what, that was an amazing opening. And so I'm going to get right into it. I see the numbers went up. Y'all continue to share, get your people plugged in because listen, I know when God is doing something big because I'm, I have my notes for what I wanted to talk about, but God is so good and we're so in tune that a lot of the things that Nathalie said, I was going to share. And I love that for us because that means we're in this, our mind, we're one band, one sound. And so I want you guys to write on your paper the word goals. I want you to write the word goals, G.O.A.L.S. All right. I want you to write the word goals on your paper because as I was listening to what Nathalie was talking about, and she took us all the way back to the beginning, I still remember my beginning. And in my beginning, the things that I'm going to talk about were very crucial in my growth. It's not a lot of people that can be a part of a business for 9 years. That's the first thing as an entrepreneur. There's a lot of people that start businesses that don't have their business 4 or 5 years later. So that's number one. Number two, y'all, some of y'all may not know this. I didn't make any real money in TLC till after 4 years. Not 1 year, not 2 years, 4 years. And I want you to think about realistically, how many of you would be here 4 years later if you really didn't make any money in your business? Be honest. I want you to think about that. There are so many people that started with me that are no longer here. There's people that started with me that weren't here 5 years ago. And so what I'm going to share with you is what not only going to help you have longevity in your business, it's going to help you stay locked in. Yes, exactly. It's okay. See, that 4th year is like that graduation year. But can I tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to have a real, authentic, transparent conversation. Is that okay? Can I be real with y'all? If I can be real with y'all, I want y'all to put be real in the comments. Can I be real with y'all? So this is going to be a candid conversation. So the G in goals is grace. The G in goals is grace. I want you to give yourself grace for not having everything that you thought you would have at this point.
Yeah.
DeQuandra, no. I want you to understand that you have to give yourself grace. See, this is not a journey for someone that's going to soar right to the top. Life isn't built that way. And so you have to say, I may not be where I want to be right now, but it's okay. It's okay. I woke up today, so God still has a plan for me. There's still purpose for my life because my eyes open. That's the first thing that you have to do, because what I was going to talk about was, in my opinion, grace means great gratitude. The way that you can give yourself grace is by focusing on what you're grateful for, because once you do that, it'll help you realize that what you might be tripping over is not as deep as you're making it. So you have to give yourself grace if you're not where you want to be. Today's a new day. Our week started yesterday. Yesterday started a new week in your TLC business. And this business is so forgiving that you could literally launch yourself today. You could hit the reset button today. You can restart your business, your life, your goals, and everything today. And so if you know that you were ready to reset today, whatever happened last week is null and void, and you're ready to reset right now, I want you to type reset in the chat. I want you to type reset in the chat. Because when you decide, when I tell y'all over 9 years, y'all don't know how many times I had to reset. Y'all don't know how many times I had to restart. And resetting isn't that, it's, so if y'all know who's been following me for a bulk of my journey, who's been following me for 4 years, 5 years, I want to know who's been following me 4 or 5 years. So the ones that have been following me for 4 or 5 years, have y'all ever seen me not show up? Have y'all ever seen me not show up? So when you hit the reset button, it's not always a public reset. That reset is sometimes mentally. Because even though I always showed up, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Sometimes y'all, I was just going through the motions. Sometimes I was just doing something to do something. Because I thought about all of the people who might be watching me and hanging on because I'm hanging on. And so I had to stop beating myself up for not being further. Maybe if I hadn't lost enough weight, y'all, I done gained weight, lost weight, gained weight, lost weight, but that's life. That's reality. And I'm doing it in front of 30,000 some people on Instagram and 6,000 people on Facebook. Y'all might be doing it in front of 100 people or 500 people. But guess what? I gave myself grace. I never stopped showing my journey. I never stopped showing me, applying myself, getting on track, making better choices. So I just want y'all, I really wanted to stay on that, because a lot of people quit this business because they don't give themselves grace. I did this and it didn't work out. This isn't for me. See, sometimes it's not that it's not working out. Maybe the timing is off. Maybe when you started 2 or 3 years ago, you weren't really ready for what you wanted, but now you are. That's okay. So I want you to make a decision today. You're going to give yourself grace. And everything that happens from this day forward is what matters. Because every single one of you, we're all adults here. There's no children on this Zoom. Every single person on here has overcome something in their life that could have killed somebody else. Who I want to see, I'm gonna go on gallery view. I want you, if you've overcome something in life that you know would have took somebody else out, I want you to put your hand up. Okay, I'm looking at these hands. I see you, Isis. I see you, Odell. I see you, Pearl. I see you, Jean. I see you, Tiffany. I see you, Sheila. I see you, Shannon, Christina, Miranda. Guess what? That same person, I see you, Kenya. That same person that overcame whatever you overcame is the same person that can win in this business. That same strength that you use to overcome, that same power, that same mindset, that same mental toughness, you can use here. Sometimes you got to pull the strength from your last victory to have a current victory. Sometimes you got to pull that strength from that last victory. So when you feel like you should be further, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to move on. Sometimes we don't give ourselves grace because we're watching someone else's race. Sometimes we don't give ourselves grace because we're watching someone else's race. So now we think we're not doing enough or we're not moving fast enough because it doesn't look like this person or it doesn't look like what that person is doing. But guess what? The path that God has for you, when you stay in your own lane, there's no traffic. See, when you start looking to the left and to the right, that's when you miss the boat. That's when you think you're not good enough. You're not doing enough. You're not, and it's not the case. You got to give yourself grace. All right, so I'm going to move on. The O is open-mindedness. The O is open-mindedness. You have to be open to things that are being shared with you that are going to help you succeed in this business. I'm going to be honest. Years ago, when we first started this journey, we didn't have all of the luxuries that are available to us now. We didn't have instant teas with flavors. We didn't have Zooms and Instagram lives. We had conference calls. And I'm going to tell y'all a story because this is a test of me being open-minded. Because we had conference calls. Now, I have a heavy voice, y'all. I've sounded like this since I was 12. Okay, my voice, if I don't pay attention, if I'm on the phone, somebody might call me Mr. Johnson. Somebody might call me sir. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I'm 45, so I grew up in the time where you was calling to order pizzas over the phone. You was paying bills on the phone. I got called Sir and Mr. Johnson so many times. I'm gonna keep it real. So we had conference calls back in the day. So I remember this like it was yesterday. I don't know, Coach Nathalie remember this. She was doing a call. She was doing the opportunity call. The opportunity calls, y'all, were on the conference call. And so I was asked to open up the call, to host the call, to welcome people on. I was nervous. I did it. The feedback that was given, that was horrible. She sounded melancholy. Don't let her open up the call no more. Y'all, I was devastated. I already know
Wait.
Yes.
Wait, let me remember this. Hold on. Without saying any names. Okay. So this is really, really good. This goes to show you just grace and leadership. You opened up my call, and the feedback you were given from somebody was that, right?
Yes.
And you know what's so good? Let me. And I'm sorry, I say interrupt you because this story is so good. Growth is beautiful, right? And I find in leadership now, when you guys tell me these stories about the past, I'm like, wait, what happened? I don't know what land I was living in. I don't know whose planet I was on. But I would say finish your story. But girl, you really was pushing through scared. And I love that you did that. And I'm so sorry publicly I would say that because as a leader and as a coach, you protect your team, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I remember that moment a little bit, but I wasn't fully present, you know? So finish your story, girl, but I'm sorry. Even like, and I know we talked already beyond this, but anyone, I want y'all to take note, watch how you speak to people, you know, because you never know how that can affect them 7 years later, 9 years later, 8 years. Saying sorry, you know, giving people peace. You know, if you hurt them, you know, even if you have a team member, you said, get binary qualified. You ain't gonna do this. Just say sorry. Hey, I'm sorry for being so tough on you. You know, let me go ahead and help you out while you're trying to hit this goal. So go ahead, girl. I'm sorry. That I had to stop what I was doing. I said, what?
This was probably 2016, 2017. This was a long time ago. And I'm sharing that because that could have took me out, y'all. What if I decided I'm not doing this business? This is too hard. I don't want it. What if I said no? What if I quit? I would have never made $2.4 million in a company. Let me pop my stuff real quick. I would have never been the first person to receive the Vitruvian Award from Total Life Changes. I would have never been inducted into the Network Marketing Hall of Fame if I would have stopped. But because I was open-minded, I took what could have been used for my demise to use it for my growth. Because fast forward, I would say maybe a year or two later, guess what? I was asked to open another call because the person that was training was getting off of a plane and the timing was just off and they needed about 15, 20 minutes before they could tap in. I had a decision to make in that moment. And when I got the phone call to open up the call, it was 5 minutes before the call was supposed to happen. That was a moment in time that changed everything for me because I took that and I was open-minded and I did it again. And when I tell y'all I killed that opening, that I got a call after that call, oh my God, I didn't know you had that in you. You got the people excited. Now, mind you, we're on the phone. So I want you to think about having to invoke emotion, energy on the phone. The person y'all can't see. Imagine we all on the phone right now. We're not on the Zoom. It's 49, 50 of us on the phone. And I'm having to be excited and all this inflection in my voice to really tap in because y'all can't see me. I had to be open-minded to say what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. I had to be open-minded to say, if I want this business to work, one of the things that I have to do is be coachable. And I can't say that I'm coachable because if I'm coachable, that means whatever I'm given, I'm going to take it and put it to action. If I'm being told, okay, you need to get your 2 people. I was being coachable from the beginning. Remember, for those of y'all that may not know, when I said yes to Total Life Changes, guys, I didn't know what I was joining. I had never tried the products. I'd never heard of the company. I just knew Nathalie. Most people don't have that story. Most people that joined saw it on social media, was already kind of watching, maybe tried the products in the past, maybe then made a decision. See, I didn't do any of that. I just got a phone call. This is what we're doing. And I said, let's go. And so whatever I was told, when I said yes, because I knew that I wanted more out of my life. I knew that the life that I was living was not what I wanted to live 5, 10 years from then. I knew that. And I knew if I wanted something different, I had to put myself in position to do more things than what I was doing. I couldn't expect that me working at Macy's selling fragrance was all of a sudden going to turn into the career I've always wanted. That wasn't going to happen. I couldn't assume that somebody was going to see how good I sell fragrance and offer me a big time position. That wasn't happening. And so in that moment, I made a decision. I was told at the beginning, you need 2 people to get binary qualified. I didn't know what binary qualified meant, but I understood get 2 people. So I got 2 people. Y'all have never not been binary. I don't care if I wasn't making any money. I understood that if I knew I wanted to see myself as having a long-term business, even though I don't see the results right now, I need to get in position. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It was a long time before I really had people that were actually working the business, but I was always binary qualified because I was being coachable, because I was open-minded to do the things that even maybe made me uncomfortable. Social media was not my thing. I was like most people. I was watching. I wasn't doing a lot of posting or engaging. I was looking at what other people were doing. That's what most people do if you don't have a business online. You're just watching. I had to be open-minded when it was come to going live. I'm live right now on Instagram and on this Zoom. I need y'all to understand that when I was a director in Total Life Changes, and we had, at that time, we were doing team trainings on Zoom on Sundays. I literally would get off work from Macy's. As soon as I got off, I would run upstairs, get on the Zoom, and train on Sundays. But guess what? I was still working on being open-minded because I was training on Zooms with my camera off. So imagine I'm having this whole conversation with y'all right now and my camera is off. I was fighting the old version of me. I was fighting the insecurities. I was fighting all of those things. But I still did it because I had to be open-minded, even though I was scared, even though it was uncomfortable, even though it wasn't in my natural. I mean, I can talk to anybody in person, but I wasn't that natural. I was afraid, but I was open-minded because I wanted this business to work. I couldn't say that I wanted. And then when I'm asked to do certain things, act like I can't do them. Well, I mean, I know they said to go live, but I mean, that's just not me. I'm not a social media person. Am I being open-minded? Am I being coachable? No. I mean, I know they say, set up events and sample people, but I don't know I'm not going to really talk to people. Is that being open-minded? Well, I mean, I know they say we should be talking to people every day, but I gave out 2 samples and they didn't buy nothing. And so I'm not giving out no more samples. Is that being open-minded? So you have to watch and pay attention to your daily actions that you might be shutting down because you're not being open-minded. Remember, y'all, this business is voluntary. This isn't something someone made you do. This is a decision that you made based on the goals that you have. So you got to be open-minded. You got to be coachable. You got to be willing to hear what successful people in this business are telling you of what works. And sometimes it sounds so easy that you think it can't just be that. It can't just be going out and sampling. Yesterday, when I first got started, before I was buying designer clothes and all of those things, when I would leave the house, I would wear my TLC gear. That would be like a uniform. I would wear whatever I had TLC, whether it's a hat, shirt, both. So yesterday, I'm out walking, back to the basics. I had on my 15-day challenge shirt. I had on my 15-day challenge hat. Guess what? As I was walking, somebody stopped me and said, what's the 15-day challenge? It was a gentleman. He was working security, so he didn't have a lot of time. I gave him a brief conversation. He said, do you believe in God? I said, yeah. He said, because I've been praying for something like this. I stay strapped. I said, if you could change, because he wasn't a big dude or anything like that. He was younger. I said, if you could change something about your health, what would it be? He was like, well, my energy. I said, I got you. I had an NRG sample in my bag because I'm always have samples. I gave him a sample. I got his information. I sent him the info for the challenge. I instructed him on how to use the NRG. I don't know what he's going to do with it, but the basic, I'm just telling you the basics still work. I wore that outfit and I got asked about it. And we're starting a challenge on the 2nd. And so the A in goals is action. This is not a season where you just get all this information. Listen, you can have all the notes in the world, but if they don't leave the paper and show up in your life, it's not going to do you any good. You got to also take action. Don't be the person like I used to be, getting on all the trainings, tapping in every day, every week, and only applying the things that I felt comfortable doing. Let's have y'all said I could be real today. So I want to see by a show of hands. Let's see, we're gonna be honest. How many times have you know that you've been taught or coached to do something that'll help you be successful and you chose not to do it because it's not in your comfort zone? Thank you, Pearl. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Trinika. Thank you, James. Let's be honest, because when you're honest, you can be free. When you're honest with yourself, you can be free, because you can make a decision right now. Do I want to be scared or do I want to be successful? Do I want to be scared or do I want to be successful? Those are questions I had to ask myself different times over my journey. I'm 45, y'all. Technology, making reels, TikTok, all these things, I've been afraid. I'm gonna be honest. I grew up in the MySpace time and Facebook. Okay. We wasn't making videos with clips and trending sounds and all of that. But guess what? I took action. I knew that I wanted, because I had to look at what are my goals. And I knew that I wanted to have a business that made money for me online. I'm gonna tell y'all my business. I know when I say this, y'all gonna be shocked. Some of y'all probably know already. I know some of y'all know already. I know I'm a grown adult. I do not drive. I've never driven. I don't have a license. I don't spades. I don't. I see you. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't drive. Okay. I don't drive. Me, Patti LaBelle, Cardi B, we don't drive. Okay. I'm always throw them in there. Put some credibility on it. But anyway, so I knew if I don't drive, and I still get around and do what I got to do, y'all know that. But I knew if I don't drive, I want to have a successful business online. That was my personal goal. So I had to know what I wanted, so I knew how to take action. So if I know that I want to have a successful business online, what do I have to do? I have to show up online. I have to take action. I have to make sure I'm showing up, posting in my stories, my reels. So you have to take action, whatever that is. If you want to be the retail queen, guess what? You got to take action. You got to take action. If you know that you want to be retail queen, get you some inventory. Get some retailers kits. Go G5 and get you some inventory. Go on Eventbrite and find events. I love when I see my girls like Renee and Adrian consistently doing pop-ups. And Kenya had 2 events this weekend. If you know that retail is your thing, I just want to focus on retail. Well, listen, if you're going to focus on retail, go all in. Get the tools that you need, set up those vending events, have your instant gratification products, your tea, your NRG, your Blue Magic, your NutriVerse's instant gratification somewhat, and the Delgado coffee. Make sure you have the products where if somebody uses them within 24 hours, they're going to have some type of experience. Get your transformation pictures printed out, or have I use a slideshow on my iPad that I have running when I have a setup. It doesn't have to be fancy, y'all. It just has to be efficient. Transformation pictures, products to sample. Depending on the type of event, I like to have full-size products to sell, and I also like to have broken down samples, because if I'm running at the general pop-up event, most people are okay with spending $25 for a week's supply to try it. Sometimes, you know, you will get that full-time purchase person. So you want to make sure that if you want to focus on retail, you take action. If you want to focus on retail, whether you realize it or not, retailing is a great way to recruit. So if you feel like you're not willing to recruit, or you don't feel like you have the capacity to recruit, focus on retail. Mostly 99% of the people that have had success in this business on any level, I guarantee you, if you ask them, they started with a sample or they were a customer. You don't know if that person that you sample, you don't know if that customer could be your next big story. That could be your next new business partner. And so you have to know, what lane do you want to focus in? If you want an online business, you got to build online. You got to be consistent online. You got to show up. You got to go live when nobody's on, when you don't see any viewers yet. It's helping you practice your live muscle. It's helping you practice getting out of your comfort zone. It's letting you practice how to show up the way that you want to online. Whatever lane you want to go in, make sure you take action in that. And if you know the direction you want to take, if you have a location, you might be someone that says, well, I have a salon, or I have a salon suite, or I have a boutique. Have the products in your location. Same thing as a pop-up, really. Have the products. Have some transformation pictures. That's a conversation piece. You want people to come in your location and see transformation pictures and be like, what is that? How can I do that? Now the conversation is open to introduce the products. So decide what lane you want to be in your business and take action. And it's a numbers game, y'all. You can't be discouraged by the results you may not be getting when you put forth the effort, because what you'll do is you'll stop doing as much and still expect to get more. Write this down, y'all. Lessening your efforts will never increase your results. I had somebody tell me the other day, business is slow. And I said, so let me ask you a question. I said, the first thing is, you know, whatever you speak is what you bring. So as long as you say business is slow, guess what it's going to be? Slow. That's the first thing. The second thing is, so are you feeling this way? Have you stopped doing what you were doing, or have you started doing more to run the numbers? I have to be honest, I was doing less. So you know doing less is never going to give you the results. So when you feel like things are not moving at the way that you want them to, that's not the time to decrease. That's the time to increase. That's the time to run the numbers more. That's the time to talk to more people. But it takes that decision of being willing to be open-minded and taking action. The L is for leveraging relationships. Leverage relationships. Sometimes, guys, the people that you care about, your family, your friends, they may not be the ones that support you right away. And so if you get discouraged because you thought that your people would be proud and excited to help you and they chose not to, or they're really watching to see if you're really serious because they remember the you when you were down and out, they remember the you when you failed in the past, they remember the you growing up, they remember you from who you were. And if you're on your growth journey, you need to show them who you are. And so if your family and friends don't support you right away, leverage that relationship. Don't press them or guilt trip them to buy products from you or join your team. Ask for their help. Hey, sis, look, I ain't even trying to press you about the products. You know, I understand. But do you know anybody that wants to lose some 5 pounds? You know anybody that would want to make some extra money? Can you send me some referrals? That's how you can support me. And you know, sis, that don't cost you nothing. Send me some referrals. If you know some people that need these products, I know some of your coworkers, I know they need some of these products. If you have customers that are consistent, that have results, maybe they don't want to join the business. Leverage that relationship. Do a contest with your customers. The first 3 people that send me 3 referrals that buy a product, I'm going to give you something for free. Maybe you give them a free week supply product. Maybe you give them a product that they don't usually buy. You might have a consistent tea customer. They send you some referrals and you give them a week supply of NRG or a week supply of Blue Magic to introduce them to a new product and to reward them for helping you. Ask for referrals. Some people may be more willing to give you a referral than spend their money with you right now. And you don't, and really, when you do referrals, that's really a back end way of recruiting. Because if that person sees you making money from their friends, okay, now they're going to think, okay, this is real. I don't care if it's $20. If somebody sees you making money from their network, now they're going to be like, well, why am I not making money? I mean, I know she kind of told me about it, but I didn't realize it was like that. If I'm referring to people and they're getting the money, why couldn't I get the money? Leverage those relationships. The people that you do business with, who do you support? Who have you supported in their business venture? Whether it was selling, if you were buying their hair or buying their makeup or buying their clothing or buying their service. Ask them, leverage those relationships. And so you want to leverage the relationships around you. Ask for referrals, incentivize your customers, incentivize the people around you to help you. And so you want to make sure that you are leveraging relationships. Don't get so down out and distraught because a person said no, that your sister or your cousin or your mom or your aunt and uncle asked you 1,000 questions about the products and now you're discouraged. Don't worry about it. Ask for referrals. Ask for referrals. All right. And the S is to sell. The S is to sell. And, I want to help you break the mindset of I'm not a salesperson. How many times, again, we being real, so I'm gonna put it back on gallery views. I want to see how many of you at some point said I'm not a salesperson. Let's be honest. Who just said I'm not a salesperson? Okay, I see Jean's hand up. But Jean, you made sales before, right? Exactly. Pearl, have you sold any products yet? But you will. You will, because we're speaking it today, because we're breaking that mindset that I'm not a salesperson. This is what I want you to do. If you've ever told yourself I'm not a salesperson, I want you to shift your mindset to say, I'm here to help. Stop focusing on sales and focus on being here to help. Because when you offer someone an amazing product that's going to change the direction of your health because it helped you, you're here to help somebody else. How many times have you given advice to your friend? Let's say your friend called you and she told you all the stuff she got going on in her life, or he told you all the stuff he got going on in his life, and you offered a real solution. You offered a real solution, and the person didn't take your advice. And you thought to yourself, well, you know what? I was just trying to help. You stayed their friend, okay, even though they didn't take your advice, because you were just trying to help. What if you had that mindset when you're sharing these products with people? I'm just trying to help. So if you don't want my help, that's not on me. I'm not taking it personal. That's not saying something's wrong with me. That just means maybe you don't see the value yet. Maybe you don't see the value yet. So let me give you a sample so you can have an experience, because I know once you have an experience, you'll see the value. I get asked a lot in Q&As about, do you sell samples? The only sample I sell is a week supply. I'll sell a week supply, but if outside of that, I give samples for free, because I know every time I do that, I'm sowing a seed. Perfect example. There's the neighborhood I live in is very active. There's restaurants, stores, all on my street. I live in a whole little city within a city. Okay. And there's a group of people that I hang out with. They're business people. We have fun. I've been in the season of more so building relationships before trying to push my products on people. And so I would use the products in front of them. If I heard anybody talking about something they had going on with their health, I'm always sampling. These same people are now coming to me. Hey, that thing you gave me last week, I need to get a whole thing of that. What was that tea that you gave me, that red pack that you had me put in my drink when we was talking? I need to get a bag of that. I sample for free because I know they're going to come back and be a customer. Month supply customer, 2-week supply customer, week supply customer from a free sample. What if I was afraid to give those 2 sachets of tea? What if I was afraid to give that NRG sample pack because I know I paid for it and I don't want to give it away for free because I spent my money? What if I was thinking like that? But because I just want to help, my goal is just to get the products out there because I want to help you. And so if you do say no, if you don't buy from me, I don't take it personal because I'm just sharing with you what works for me. So when you say I'm not a salesperson, I want you to focus on helping people and sharing what works for you. The same way you tell people about the movie on Netflix that you love, that everybody needs to see. It's the same way you tell people about the spot, the lounge you went to and had a great time. No one has to prepare you to share that. You share your experience when you enjoy it. Do the same thing with these products. Share the experience that you enjoy. Let people know why you love it. And even when it comes to social media, guys, you have to make sure that you understand just because you show someone this bottle doesn't mean they know why they need it or why you're drinking it. So it's not enough to take the pictures and show it. People don't know what the products are. Everybody doesn't know about our products. And that's a good thing. And so you have to make sure that when you're showing what works for you, that you're letting people know, I drink this because of energy. Do you know how much I sell a lot of Blue Magic? Why? Because I show it every day, but I never stop talking about what it's doing for me. I never stop talking about what it's doing for me. If y'all know, I be putting more workouts. This workout was brought to you by Blue Magic. If it wasn't for Blue Magic, I wouldn't have been. That's what I do. Because I'm never going to assume, even though I've been in the same business for 9 years, I'm not going to assume that people that see me know what I have and why they need it. Because ultimately, I want to share with them what's helped me. That's how I sell. So make sure that you're getting in the sharing business. Make sure you're getting in the business of, I just want to help you. And you don't have to necessarily tell people that, but that's what you have to think in order for you to not get discouraged if someone doesn't want your help. In order for you to not take it personal if someone doesn't want your help. If someone says no to you, it doesn't even mean you did something wrong. No just means I don't see the value yet. People spend money on what they value. So if they're not spending it with you, it's just saying, okay, well, let me help them see the value. I don't talk to anybody about the business if they haven't used the products, because you're not going to understand that TLC is the vehicle and the products are the gas. You're not going to understand that if you don't experience the products. So goals, grace, open-mindedness, action, leverage relationships, and sell. And in order for you to do all of these things, before I go into Q&A, I'm going to always talk about personal development. I'm going to always talk about personal development. You have to become the person that can go after the goals that you have. I had to become the person that was willing to do all of those things, to give myself grace when I fell down, to be open-minded to doing things that are out of my comfort zone, to take action every single chance that I get, which should be every day, because I already understand that this business is built from compounding effort. It's not that I do something one day and it pays me forever. That's in a perfect world, that would be it, but that's not reality. The reality is you have to put consistent effort. Like I said, there's people that started with me 9 years ago that are not here. What if I was banking on them for my success in business? What if I never stopped looking for other customers? What if I never stopped seeking other business partners? So I had to do personal development to push me to take action. When I worked at Macy's, y'all, I sold fragrance. I talked to people all day. Do you think I always wanted to talk to people when I got off work, on my break, before I went to work, after talking to people all day, after being rejected all day? Because if I'm in a mall, I'm talking to 50, 60, 70 people. Everybody I talk to is not buying fragrance. So I want you to think of the mindset that I had to have working a job that I'm already talking to people all day. I'm getting rejected all day. I'm sometimes getting mistreated, talked down to because I'm a salesperson. in a department store in affluent areas. And I still had to take action because I wanted my business to grow. I remember being in the break room on my lunch break, talking to people, getting on the phone. I remember getting off work, talking to people, setting up calls for when I got off work. I didn't always feel like doing that, but my personal development, my daily mental health regimen kept me locked in, because my mom always told me, sometimes, honey, you got to do what you got to do until you can do what you want to do. And whenever I didn't feel like doing things, I had to remind myself of that. And in order for me to be in the right space to keep my cup full, so I'm not pouring from an empty cup, is my personal development. So what are you doing every day to keep your mind strong? That way, when distractions come and when life and all of those things, you still show up. Guys, there are things that I've experienced in this business that none of you have ever seen, but you wouldn't know it because I still show up. Because my goals don't care about the challenges. My goals don't care about my feelings. My goals don't care about my insecurities. Success is not in my feelings, it's in my focus. And any time that I felt that I was off focus, I knew it was because I wasn't doing my personal development enough. And listen, I'm extreme. I have an audio that plays. Some of y'all know I've shared different audios with y'all. I have audios that I play while I'm sleeping. Okay. And I wake up and I listen to more audios, because I have to make sure that my mind is ready for me to conquer my day, because there may be things that come up that I don't expect. And I can't let them throw me off course. My grandmother passed the other day. A lot of people don't know that. I got to keep going. I'm going to the funeral. I'm going to Ohio on Friday. You know, there's a whole lot to this whole thing that I'm not going to publicly talk about. But guess what? I took that as, I got to live every day like it's my last, because one day it will be. I can't wait for tomorrow to do something big. I got to make sure I show up today. Because part of giving yourself grace is saying, okay, maybe I fell short yesterday. Maybe I got distracted. Maybe I let things throw me off, but today's a new day. And I'm not going to let yesterday's setback be today's setback. Thank you. And I'm sharing that with you to understand, like Coach Nathalie said, everything is not for social media. If you go on social media, when you're going through stuff and you put a lot of negative energy out there, you don't realize how you could be hurting your business. Because most people don't like drama. They do as a voyeur, but they don't as someone to connect to be your business partner or your customer. They don't want the drama. So you have to be mindful of the energy that you put out. And so I want to transition now, because I want to end this in about 15 minutes. I know I was blessed by this. So I don't know what y'all got out of it, but baby, I'm fired up. I'm sweating and I ain't even went to work out yet. Let's talk about it. Okay. And that's why I'm drinking this, because after I get off of this, because of my goals, this is going to work out. Okay. Because guys, before I switch into Q&A, we have a challenge that's starting on the 2nd. You should be sharing with people about the challenge. Anybody that you sampled, anybody that you sold products to. Everybody likes the opportunity. Thank you guys for everybody's the comments. I appreciate it. Everybody likes to be in position to win some money. And of course, everybody can't win, but leverage the challenge. Anybody that you know loves the products, even anyone that's recently purchased from you, let them know about the challenge. If they already have the products, let them know about the challenge. And for those of you that have been in the business for a while and you've had people that signed up with you, maybe they're not active right now. Maybe they took a break. You should be inviting them. Sometimes that challenge can spark them to get back locked in, because I guarantee you, any person that's ever left this business, took a break, took a step back, it was never because of the products. It was never because of the products. So sometimes giving someone an opportunity to get back on their products and get in a challenge could be the spark they need to get on track for their life, to get on track for their health goals. Y'all got to remember, guys, the kids are back in school now. So the schedules are not as all over the place. Sometimes during the summer, people are all over the place. The fall is when people tighten up. We're getting close to the end of the year. September 1st is tomorrow. That's like what, 5 months until 2025? Now people start getting more focused on their end of the year goals, how they want to start the new year. So you want to use that to your advantage and share the challenge. We put the banner in the chat for you to put your picture on. We put the caption in there for you to use. There's no excuse. Post it, promote it, text some people, invite some people. It's a challenge. You're not asking them to join the business. And if you're doing the challenge, which you should be, especially if you know you have your own health goals, if you're doing the challenge, ask for accountability partners. These are the products I'm going to be using for this next challenge. I need accountability partners. Let's do this together. We got this. People like to be a part of a community. People like to be connected. So when I talk about things, even with my team, y'all, we got this. We're going to win, because it's not the me show. It's the we show. So ask for accountability. So I should see people's banners. I should see people promoting the challenge. I should see people going in. Y'all, this is a real challenge. Maxine won $1,000. Monica won $500. Monica is a customer. Niels won $250, customer. This is, the holiday season are coming up. People are already thinking about money they need for Christmas. So please, I'm asking you, for your business growth, leverage the challenges. The challenges are there to help have a new set of results that builds your confidence for you to get out there in the marketplace and talk to people. When you have new results, you feel good about sharing your products now. If you know you locked in for 15 days and let's say you lost 7-10 pounds, that's a new testimony that you can share with people. Whether you win the challenge or not, nobody can take your results. The whole point of the challenges are to push you to do what you should be doing anyway. Using the products daily, sharing with people your experience, letting them see your journey, and being consistent. Those are 3 things that we teach on how to have a successful business. The challenges push you to do that. And whatever results you get, that's what you leverage to have sales now and 6 months from now. All right, so now I want to transition to Q&A. I did see a question about an appetite suppressant. I will say NRG can suppress your appetite, and then resolution drops, which is our actual product for weight loss, following a 1,200 calorie meal plan, or which the company sends you or you can download when you get the resolution drops. That also helps with appetite and cravings. So if anybody has any questions, you can raise your Zoom hand or you can tap it in the comments. Anybody has any questions? Because listen, y'all, Saturday is the second day of the pay week. You still have today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You still got 6 days to make something happen in your business. All right, Pearl, I see you. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Pearl. Well, I just started.
Welcome.
Well, I ordered the lasso tea.
Okay.
And I haven't. This is my first, because I'm like, it's like I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, pretty much. So
Okay.
this is my first Zoom call. So I'm just
Awesome.
wondering, like, I know I just have the tea. I'm gonna try to do the 15-day challenge, but it's like I read it. I'm trying to understand it. So this thing makes a whole gallon, right?
Right. So 2 things. Welcome to the team. We're excited. Good job getting on the Zoom. Tomorrow at 9 p.m. I'm assuming, did you see this in an email or in the Telegram chat?
I don't even think I'm in the Telegram chat.
Okay.
But
so
I got it in the text.
Okay. Antonique's gonna drop the link to the Telegram chat in the comments here, so you can tap it and join the Telegram chat. So tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern on this same link is onboarding. So and I'm actually doing that tomorrow. So that's a call specifically for brand new people. So I'll be going over some beginner basics for new people. But to answer your question directly, the original tea that you have, you want to boil a quart of water. When it gets to a rolling boil, add the 2 tea bags. Cover it and let it steep. Turn the stove off, cover it and let it steep for 4 to 8 hours.
Okay.
Add that to your gallon jug and fill the rest with water. And it
Okay.
makes a gallon.
Mhm.
So this is what I want you to do, Pearl. If you know, so what's your health goal in general?
I really want to just be healthier, get
Okay.
energy and lose some weight.
Okay. So I want you to take a before picture. Put
Okay.
on a workout outfit, something that shows what you look like. Now, I'm saying this not just to you, but anybody listening, because I know this can be uncomfortable for a lot of people. Don't be ashamed of your before picture if you don't plan on staying that way. I'm going to just leave it there.
Amen.
This is what's going to help you show people what these products do. If you don't have a before, you can't really, you know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to show what you look like. Take that before picture, wear a workout outfit, take a picture from the front and to the side. This is going to help you see your own progress because we look in the mirror every day.
Right.
So sometimes we don't see the changes that are taking place in our bodies. And when you're cleansing, sometimes you're going to lose more inches than pounds. Your body's going to be getting rid of inflammation and things like that. So that before picture is going to really help you gauge your own progress and have something for you to start showing people what the products do.
Okay.
And make sure you tap in tomorrow on the training at 9 o'clock. But basically, everything that we do is based around the products. So your job is to consume the products, to share what they're doing for you, and to offer people the opportunity to use them with you through samples, through selling. So that's just a basics. But of course, tomorrow, like I said, we'll get more into it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. No problem. So I see, I know somebody's raising their hand
It's
about,
me.
you said you can't find your link. So when you
Good
join,
morning, LaQuail.
good morning, how you doing?
I've been following you since day one.
Wow, well, thank you, welcome.
Now it's
We
time for me to make that progress myself because you've
exactly.
really inspired me.
Oh, wow, I'm glad. Listen, we got this, girl. We got this.
Yeah, I just need some more encouragement. There I am. I'm at work now. I'm a
Okay.
doctor that's retired, and I'm
Wow,
back at
okay.
work now. Yeah, I'm at the VA, but
Okay.
I need to be able to walk away from this because I'm 74 years old.
Oh my goodness. Well, you look amazing.
And that's what everybody says. And
They telling the truth,
and
girl. They ain't lying.
and with my TLC, I went from 282. I weigh 185 now.
Wow. Y'all
Yes,
drop some fire in the what's your name?
Adabisi.
Y'all drop some fire in the chat for Miss Adabisi. That's amazing. Girl, you should be sharing that from the mountaintops.
I never stopped I never stopped my products.
Well, I'm
I
proud
just
of you.
kind of got sidelined with my
Yeah,
upline, and
that's
and
okay.
now I re-signed up under Nicole, but I have
Okay.
some situations that I really need to talk about because I didn't get my link. None of that I got. I don't know if they still have me signed up under that other person or
So I would Antonique can work with you offline
yes.
for those specifics. So Antonique, she's on here, so I know she hears the conversation. So she'll reach out to you so you guys can work together on that. Make sure tomorrow at 9 o'clock you also tap into that onboarding training so you can get the beginner basics. And I just
Okay.
want to say congratulations. Delay is not denial. And those are amazing results. And you really can help a lot of people, especially people of age that sometimes are afraid to do things like this, even when it comes
Yes.
from a product perspective. So I love you, sis. Talk to
74,
Antonique.
74, baby.
Exactly.
And I'm not fat.
Ooh.
Look at that. Won't TLC
Yes,
do it?
exactly. So yeah, Antonique will reach out to you so you guys can get some of the logistics down for your account. And then, like I said, tap in tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern PM for the onboarding.
Okay. Will
All
do.
right.
Love you much.
Love you too, girl. Oh,
Bye-bye.
wow, that's amazing. Does anybody else have any questions? We've got about 6 minutes left, so I'll take a couple more questions. Anybody else has any questions? So while I wait on some questions, y'all, this is the holiday weekend. So always remember, when it's a holiday weekend, you're probably going to somebody's cookout, some function, some festival. Be prepared. Have your samples. This is the biggest thing. And then I got you, Trinika. Make sure that when you're out and about, and I shared this the other day, you have to realize and remember, when you leave your home, you have the opportunity to possibly meet your next customer or your next business partner. So when you're walking out the house, I don't care if you're going to run errands, make sure that you put yourself together in a way that you feel confident enough. If you see a person that you want to sample or have a conversation with, you're going to do it because you feel good. I know I'm back to gallery view. How many times have you left the house and you saw somebody you wanted to sample and you didn't feel like you looked good enough and you ain't do it? You was like, oh, I look a mess. I can't walk up to that person. Cool, child. So you got to think, every time I leave the house, I could be meeting my next person. So I'm not saying you got to be all glammed up, but put yourself together in a way that you feel confident enough if you see someone that you don't mind walking up to them and having a conversation. So just always keep that in mind, because this is one business where you could leave your house and find some and connect with somebody that could change the whole direction of your business. All right, go ahead, Trinika.
Great morning, Coach.
Great morning.
I'm just trying to find out for the 15-day challenge, because I have products. For the 15-day challenge kit, do I have to purchase that in my name?
What do you mean?
Like, I didn't know if we have to have show proof of purchase for the 15-day challenge kit or something like that.
I mean, if you bought a kit, if it's your smart shit, because you're a distributor, as long as you show that you purchased the product.
Okay. No, I don't have the kit. I just have, I have my 30-day supply products. So
yeah, you got the products, you got the products. So that's fine. So your goal, Trinika, is you got the products you're in. If you have extra products, start making some calls. You could create a kit for someone based on what you have. If you have extra inventory, to, put together a kit to sell to somebody. I know Kenya's not on here because she texted me, she went to her event, but she had some people that joined the challenge. She had products on hand and she put together kits for them based on the inventory that she had, so they could get their products right away and be in the challenge.
Okay.
So your goal, you got your products. Now your goal is to say, okay, today's Saturday, the challenge starts on Monday. Let me get in my phone. Let me get the people that I've sampled that have expressed interest. Let me share with them the challenge.
Okay.
And don't think about what if they don't say that. Think about what if they do. Oh, what if they say yes? What if they're excited like me? Put your picture on the banner and put it out there. So as a distributor, you guys, we should all be joining the challenge ourselves to lead by example and to lead ourselves and offering people the opportunity to do it with us. So if you got what you need, now it's time to get out there and help some people get what they need. I love it. So any more questions? Any more questions? We got 2 minutes left. I said I wanted to end this at 11:30. So if anybody else has any questions, you can drop them in the chat or raise your Zoom hand. Well, guys, I don't see any more questions. If this training was helpful, drop some fire in the chat. Let me see. Was this helpful between myself and Coach Nathalie? I know y'all got some real game today from the Lord to the business. Okay. Let me see. I see the comment. Okay, perfect. Well, listen, guys, I love each and every one of you. I'm excited for our next level. I'm excited for what we're about to do. I'm excited that we are going to lock in on our goals and we're going to make the decision every day to show up for what we want. We're going to make the decision every day to stay focused. We're going to make this decision every day to trust God, that He's going to bring us the people when He sees us do the work. So just remember, trust God like He's going to do it all, but put your feet to the pavement like you got to do it all. God is going to bless your faithfulness and when He sees you doing your part. All right. So I love you guys. Have an amazing Saturday. Get out there, share, sample, follow up, lock in. The challenge starts on Monday. You had a question, Jen?
Yeah, I'm sorry. My phone is overheating, so it's going real slow. Yes, I just wanted to clarify because I had my phone it's like it's going in and out. Based on what you just told her, because that was my question, does it have to be a 15-day challenge kit or can it be any product $54.95 or more?
So it could be a product. So this is what I want y'all to think. Don't get so caught up on the purchase because I'm going to keep it a buck. In order for you to have a real transformation in 15 days, if you're not using the system, you probably will not have the same expedited results as someone else. So that, you know, you're already kind of lessening your possibility of winning the challenge per se, because the proof of purchase is more directed toward when the people are selected as winners. So if people want to do the challenge to start their process, definitely don't. It's free to join the challenge. But at the end of the day, if someone's not using the full system for 15 days, they may not have the same type of results that will be enough to be selected as a winner. So they can join the challenge anyway. That the purchase part is not the biggest issue. So don't get caught up in what the purchase has to be. The whole key is to get people using the products, and the challenge is a way to get people using the products. But if they're not able to purchase all the products, they can still do the challenge, but 9 times out of 10, they may not have the same type of transformation results that will help them be selected as one of the 3 winners. So that's not going to probably be an issue as far as what they actually purchased, if that makes sense. I saw the question about the tea. Yeah, the tea, you could definitely drink the tea more than 15 days. The 15-day challenge is just a great system to help someone jumpstart their goals. So if someone has a weight loss goal, that's a system you can say, okay, well, this is the best way to jumpstart your weight loss goals. So the tea, that you don't have to stop drinking the tea. It's a gentle cleanse that you can drink daily. A lot of people drink it 5 days a week. Some people drink it 7 days a week. Some people drink it as needed once they get their results. So once someone, you know, loses the weight that they choose to lose or get their health on track the way that they like it, some people just drink it as needed throughout the week. All right, so we'll be in the Telegram chat throughout the day, guys. If anybody has any more questions, feel free to ask in that chat. That's our chat for accountability. That's our chat to celebrate one another. That's our informational chat. And so make sure that you guys, if you have questions or anything that you want clarity on, ask your questions in the chat. There's leaders like myself, Gareen, Tierra, DeQuandra, Christina B, Stephanie, Tanya. There's some amazing leaders in that chat that are qualified to be able to answer your questions. So remember, you're not in this by yourself, but you are for yourself. All right. So I love you guys. Have an amazing Saturday.